2.
Hey, Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. And we are celebrating our legends right here, Jersey, baby. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media. Jersey, you know I love you. Jersey, you know we got bars and we got music and we got legends all day. And if you believe in Jersey and you love Jersey like I do, support that Heritage Hip Hop on all social media platforms. This is Redman and I approve this message.
Peace and blessings. Welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop. You're now on the Mic Council. And the Mic Council is going through a reshuffle. As you see, I have a co-host. And we have another co-host that's joining the show. And we're taking the Mic Council to the next level. Shout out to our man, Seek. The Mic Council is culturally driven with no skips. This is the show where we talk about things that affect the hip-hop culture musically and beyond. Of course, you know me. I'm Karev. Introduce yourself, sir.
DJ Kawon, Queens in the building. What's good, Karev?
Hey, man, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to go into new ventures with you.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to represent this culture. So before we go into, the rigmarole, let's just put it out here like this. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. Because we're going to give you an update at the end of the show on what this really is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the comments right now. We got Notes 82 in the comments. So we got the Hello Effect in the comments. What's up, fam? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hey, F the NFL. We talking hip hop today.
That's right.
And it's already scripted, so y'all know who's going to win anyway. So shout out to the Giants. But, today's episode, we are dissecting mass appeal. I feel that mass appeal has destroyed modern hip hop. Come on, what do you think?
I feel like mass appeal has taken the power back, or at least fired the shot to take hip hop back to hip hop. You know what I mean? It's kind of taking it out of the corporate hands. And it was a beautiful thing they did last year, man. And, we'll go through the points of some things I picked up on during their releases, but it was a beautiful thing to see. Definitely.
So for y'all who don't know, let's give them some media. Mass Appeal did 7 new albums with 7 iconic acts. We did Nas and DJ Premier. We did Mobb Deep, Ghostface Killer, De La Soul, Big L, Raekwon, and the epic return of Big L. Right? No, Slick Rick. My bad, Slick Rick.
Yeah.
I forgot. Slick Rick. He did Victory, and Victory was the first release. All right? It's epic to me to see Big L come back because you haven't seen a Big L album in forever.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But the 7 acts that came, it set a precedence and a landmark for each artist.
Mm-hmm.
And with today's hip hop, what we get is everybody is released. They come out on a Friday. Independent artists are lost in the shuffle. Mainstream artists are compared to each other by age.
Mm-hmm.
Their genre has been destroyed or aged out or corporately controlled. So then it's like, what do we do? How do we celebrate our music and our culture if we're all placed into one big bag and this bag is shaking and maybe you listen to and maybe you're not? How
Absolutely.
do you feel about that?
Yeah, man. I think, definitely hip hop. We're over 50 now, right? And they expect the acts who are 40 and up to compete with the kids that are 20, 30 years old, and it's different, right? We've been throwing around the term contemporary hip hop, adult contemporary hip hop, and the mass appeal rollout. To me, what that category would look like. It would be our legends. It would be our vet MCs who can compete in that space. And it's not really competing, but just like we have our own space and we have our own attention. And from the success of the rollout, we can sell music still physically, and we can get those listens and get those ears and get those eyes on the product. So it's definitely, like I said, to me, it was a shot to take consideration into the vet MCs in the game, whether you're a legend, commercial success or not, just in general.
I think what made Mass Appeal work was Nas.
Mm.
But we're sleeping on the veterans that came out prior
Mhm.
to Mass Appeal dropping. Because listen, a lot of people did not like the Redman release. I liked it.
Yeah.
And it came out like what, Christmas Eve or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that was different. So Redman's rollout was unconventional.
Mhm.
You had the Exhibit album, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, yeah.
That was good. Then you had Kwame's album.
Kwame, yeah.
Kwame was good. Shout out to Pichet Cobain. We had the Clips album.
Clips, yeah.
Which was a rollout master course.
Yes.
And how to prep people for your album and to drop great music.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mass Appeal came out not only on a nostalgia level, but it came out with guess what's coming, even though we're telling you what's coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What was the most what made you want it to happen? Like what got you excited about the Mass Appeal rollout?
You know what? I was excited, man, because I knew that after kind of seeing what was coming, I knew it wasn't just going to be like lost tapes. You know what I'm saying? I knew it wasn't going to be a bunch of remixes. I knew it wasn't going to be a bunch of old records we heard on the mixtapes, just kind of redone. And that's like you said, when the Slick Rick joint dropped, I was like, oh, they doing like real music. And they're doing current stuff. And I loved how they curated each album specifically for that release. So Slick Rick got the whole like mini movie within the album feel to it with all the videos, which was dope. You know what I mean? The Big L joint was classic. I'm a Queens guy, so Mobb Deep. I was waiting for that, man, because I always felt like P never got the proper send off musically. I know him and Alchemist was working on stuff on the solo stuff, but we never got to have that final Mobb Deep album. So when I heard that, man, the Queens kid in me got really excited to hear P get a send off the way he did it, and they handled that album with care. And De La, man, they paid tribute to their fallen brother Dave, and that beautiful album that they put together with all the guest appearances, and same thing, they sent Dave off, proper. And then we got our Nas premiere album we've been waiting for years, right? So it was a very well curated rollout for each album. Each album had their own memory within. I think there's going to be more to it. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some sort of concert series behind it. I don't know, but I just feel like that, like I said, that's just the beginning to show how to properly show our legends respect. And I love how too, man. I don't know if you paid attention to how they did it. Each one of those albums wasn't Mass Appeal signed these acts and they own the rights to it. They leased out the music from the artists on these projects. So it's kind of like the artist still had control over their music. And for the rare time, every album came out on time. You know what I'm saying? We don't get that a lot. Every album was released on time. When they gave us a date, it happened. So that was very exciting to see that too.
Word. Shout out to HG. Yo, we got oh my God. I'm messing up my words. Shout out, y'all. We got HGM TV on Instagram. Yeah. Drums Rugged on Instagram. Perfect Sound Entertainment on Instagram. Join us, everybody on Instagram. Join us on YouTube because you could be a part of the show in the comments. We'll bring it up and answer your questions directly on the show. I want to shout out another person before we get into the Mass Appeal releases. Shout out to Eric Sermon and that Dynamic Duos Volume 1.
Dope, yeah.
Because whether we know it or not, hip-hop is going through a change where modern hip-hop is getting attacked by the hip-hop culture. And that's why I think the Mass Appeal release was so incredible. Yes, we have independent artists like The Bad Seed, D Bridges, Stress, Drums Rugged, Notes 82, Lindor. Like, it's so many of y'all out here, right? And y'all get lost in the shuffle because people still want the mainstream artists to be the only thing hip-hop. Mm-hmm. Yet, it did show you as an artist that your rollout is just as important because they have to do it. And it's showing you that your rollout not only brings eyes, but it actually raises the culture.
Absolutely.
Because it shows more to you than just having music. It shows how you curate and how you procure your music as well. Do you agree?
Agreed, man. With the streaming, the way it's set up, man, it's being released weekly, right? So you have to make people want to go see the music. You got to make people want to hear the music. So you got to figure out creative ways to do that. And me and Lynn talk about this all the time. It's always about presentation. You got to treat your social media and all your platforms like a television show. You know, everything that you present has to be enticing. You just can't be throwing up an AI flyer and saying go cop the albums out on streaming platforms now. That's not going to get it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give people something that makes them want to release the music. And like you said, yeah, Mass Appeal gave us some pointers on how to do that. You know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just kind of put your unique twist on a lot of the stuff and kind of copy it a little bit without copying it too much to make it look obvious. But yeah, man, you got to, man. You gotta. We're in a time now where I feel like this is a very important time period for the indie artists because I feel like the only difference between those commercial acts and us is finances, right? The quality of music is there. The artistry is there. Um, Bar for bar, we can go. I think we can go for them beat for beat. We can go with those acts. It's just the finances, so we got to find a way to work around that. And I think that's the direct to the fans and using our social media platforms, using our websites to connect with those fans because Jay-Z's not going to comment on your post, but Bad Seed can because I see him do it all the time. You know what I mean? I try to connect with everybody who comments on the music and all that stuff, and I try to thank everybody who purchases the music, and I'll even send them a little something extra if they buy physicals because you know that's a fan, man. Anytime you take money out of your pocket to give to me for the art, I got to show love and respect for that, man, because you could have took that $10 and fed your kids, or you know what I'm saying, or get you a little snack or something like that. So I definitely appreciate the support. So we just got to do a little something extra to make up for that financial difference between us and the main acts.
So let's talk about that one part before we go into the individual because you're dropping jewels right now, and that's the one thing I said. Like modern hip hop nowadays is just release your music. Let's like throwing shit on the wall and see if it stick.
People stick, yeah.
But now, I don't know if you know this, but for everybody out there, YouTube is actually changing how it's presenting your music.
Mm-hmm.
Music videos are coming back very hard now.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube said they're looking for shows and programming that set up like a TV show type of deal now, not just people posting videos.
Yeah.
So even with heritage hip hop, you're going to see a change. And I'm telling you, Mass Appeal gave us something where now we're starting to see the importance of presentation on every level, not just the music level.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the first release. You talked about a little bit, Slick Rick Victory. That wasn't my favorite of the releases, but you know what it showed me? It showed me the depth of a release. It had a movie with Idris Elba doing commentary and stuff. But the name of the album is Victory. And one thing, I'm a deep thinker, so maybe I might go too far with this, but Slick Rick is a rapper in his 60s.
Yeah.
And people always take your age, use it against you. To me, the album perfectly is called Victory because he won by beating the expectations of everybody who thinks something of him, of his age, and gave us songs about being a landlord, and he had the agent song that he always does, like he did with Nas and all of that. What did you think about Victory?
Victory, the album itself, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, Slick did it. You know, like you said, it wasn't my favorite of the releases, but once he dropped that visual behind it with all of the songs in the mini movie, I was blown away, man. I was like, yo, Slick, and it made sense. Slick Rick is the storyteller, right? So now you can see the story. You can see what he's talking about visually and all the different colors and the outfit changes and stuff like that. I thought it was dope, man. It reminded me back to when Nas did that years ago with the when he was doing he did the EP with Kanye, and he did like a mini movie within that album too, and it reminded me of that. And I was like, that's dope that they brought that back because I'm a visual person anyway. So when I saw that, man, I was just like, okay, now it gives that record more life because now you can see what he was saying and you put the two and two together. And it made sense for Slick Rick because, like I said, he's always been known as the storyteller. So when you see it visually, it made sense. So it made the album, to me, it made the album much better. You know what I mean? And I'm not comparing it to Conway and I'm not comparing it to those artists. It's for Slick Rick, he, like you said, 60-year-old, still doing his thing, still art creatively doing this thing. And it was a beautiful piece of art when he did that, man.
Shout out to Drums Rugged. Drums Rugged says Slick Rick was his favorite out of all the releases. So we got somebody who likes Slick Rick out there. So everybody hating on Slick Rick, you may be by yourself because there's some people out there that love
Absolutely.
it. Shout out to Drums Rugged. The thing that I loved about Slick Rick, first of all, it was purple. That's my color.
Yeah,
that cassette is purple. I
it's
went to the
royalty,
Master
man.
Appeal
Purple
thing.
is
We're gonna
royalty.
talk about that. Yeah. And I'm telling you, yo, I saw the crown there, the Slick Rick thing, and the portrait, and his album perfectly, and his rollout perfectly embodied the royalty, who he is, what he's saying. That's why I think it being called Victory was so meaningful, because when people count you out by your age, where you're from, your language, today we got people being destroyed in this country due to where they living at, where their point of origin is from, immigration, things like that. Some Rick is from England, Jamaican too. And he has, in this album release, showed that age does not disqualify you from being dope. And I really appreciate that. The next release was, what was it, Raekwon?
The Raekwon, yeah, Ray came for a Ghost, yeah.
Now, let's dig into the Raekwon. What did you think about the Emperor's New Clothes album?
I think it's a Ray album, man. You know what I'm saying? You get the slick talk, you get the beats. Everybody always gonna compare Ray to Cuban Link, and I never do that. I used to be guilty of that too, but nah, man. It's Ray is always gonna be that street talking, slick talking language. You know, slanguages, as he used to say back in the day, type of artist, and I liked it, man. I liked that one. When it came out at the time, I was like, okay, this is better than a Slick Rick release. I like this one, but then Ghost dropped after that. But it was a dope album, man. For Ray, you know what I'm saying? He gave us what we was expecting, in my opinion. And then the Nas feature was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nas was, at that point, I started kind of picking up on what Nas was trying to do. I said, I see what Nas doing. He's setting us up for the kill shot at the end of this rollout. You know what I'm saying? Because that was one of those features that Nas laid into it, man, and did his thing. And it was dope to see them two together on the track again too, man. So I did like that joint. I like what Ray did with it. I like that he kind of stuck to the fashion thing, because that's kind of always been his thing. And he made it a fly album. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little fly album to bump.
Yo, Raekwon said he named this album because of the story of the Emperor with the New Clothes. People made the Emperor believe something that wasn't true.
Yeah.
And he said that's what they're doing to hip hop. They're making us believe that hip hop is this when it's really not that. So his album was a declaration of war on modern hip hop, because modern hip hop says this is what we do and y'all just accept it. And he's like, nah, what y'all doing is wrong. That's not hip hop.
That's not
just because you call it that don't mean it's that. And Raekwon actually talked about the things on the album that's hip hop. Your Life. We had the barbershop. We had the bars. We had storytelling, Mac and Lobster. You know what I'm saying? And then we had Nas with two different versions of Omerta. One where they thought he was going at Jim Jones, where he talked about like putting some pressure on people, and another verse where he talked about what kind of man will he be? Is he the one that's going to be philosophical looking at pictures, or he's going to be the one that's really going to direct the culture? And that was like crazy, because like you said, unfairly, everybody wants Cuba Links, but Raekwon has elevated lyrically and creatively from Cuban Links. Anything else you want to add on that?
Nah, he has, man. Every Ray album that he released after that, I've always, since Cuban Links, I've enjoyed it, man. Even the Mobilarity, I know that people gave that one a lot of hell, but he's always elevated, like you said. He's always elevated on the production side, and you know, to be in the game this long, bro, and still have meaningful verses, that's got to be hard, bro. Like I said, I can't imagine, and that's just part of living life, right? So that's why I enjoy these albums too, because all of these artists live life, so they can always have something to write about. They can't get writer's block. So it's always dope when they come back. When you don't hear from them for a while and you hear them put out a full body of work, to me, it's exciting to hear these joints. But he's Ray's still one of those ones for me, man. He's still one of my favorite MCs in the game.
Yeah, I was pissed when they closed his dispensary in New Jersey, because it was I seen Ray before, but to really kick it with him, Ray a cool dude, yo, and I want him to win in whatever he do, because you gotta respect the people who respect the people.
Yeah, he live out here too. He got married down here in Dallas, so I believe him and his wife live out here. On the
shout out to him and his lady.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yo, man. I mean, the Ray album to me had its highlights. One Life is dope. That's my
Yeah.
joint. The song with Conway, I like that one too. I like the more. I mean, Nas, he killed everything. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But Mac and Lobster, that was dope. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And I mean,
I see
the
Shade. Shout
thing
out
I
to
like
Shade. I see Shade said Bulletproof Walls was another sleeper too. That was a sleeper album. Yeah, that was a dope
yeah, I
album.
wish they would let the original one come out.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm gonna take away from the Raekwon album was unapologetically himself.
Mhm.
Whether he's cussing at a cop or in the barbershop, that's real hip hop right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
the counterculture come to life.
Yeah, and like you said in the interviews after the album dropped, that was always his main message was like, "Yo, that's not hip hop. This is hip hop." And I feel like I say that a lot whenever I'm out and about. I'm in the office at work doing my 9 to 5 thing, and people start kind of finding out that I do music and stuff like that, and they'll start saying, "Oh, you listen to hip hop? Do you listen to so and so?" And in my head, I'm like, "That's not hip hop." You know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly feel like I gotta correct them, and I always gotta point them in the direction of what I think hip hop is, or if I got family members who's like, "Oh, you do music, man. I heard you do hip hop and stuff. Check this artist out that I work with." I'm like, "Nah, bro, I can't. That's definitely not hip hop." You know what I mean? So, I appreciate that the vets still stand for the morals and the pillars of what this thing is, man, and it makes me proud that I still think that way too, and I can't be ashamed of that. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate people like Ray.
Yeah, shout out to that, man. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. Come to the YouTube channel, join the conversation with us. You know. After that, we had Ghostface Killer's album, Supreme Clientele 2. Another mixed review album. I'm a Ghost fan, so what I'm gonna say is biased. But I will say this: if that album was not called Supreme Clientele 2, people would have been sweating that album. But because it came with high expectations, expectations kills hip hop, by the way. Because it came with high expectations, people were mixed on it. And I loved and actually enjoyed the album highly. What did you think about Supreme Clientele 2?
Man, Ghost, I'm a little biased with you too, because what I love about Ghost is all he do is music, bro. You don't see Ghost acting too much. You don't see him pitching Old Spice. You know what I'm saying? Like all he care about is making music, man. And that's what I love about him, his passion for music. And he's one of my favorite writers and one of my favorite MCs. The title, I get the blowback on that a little bit from people, but it didn't bother me as much because I didn't for it. Just it's been so much space in between the original and this, so I wasn't expecting like him to pick up where he left off from that project. You know, so I just think he kind of went with something that was more familiar, so the fans can kind of latch onto it. But the album itself, man, I loved it. Again, another joint that from start to finish, I liked it. It may have been slow at some pieces of it, but I still appreciate Ghost for what he does when his projects, man, because he tells a story throughout the project every time. And I love the skits, you know what I'm saying, with the pause and all that stuff. The main singles was banging to me, and it's just dope to hear Ghost ride a beat, bro. He just Ghost is probably one of the he can skate on anything for me lyrically. You know what I'm saying? I just love hearing his voice over beats, man. And he's one of those ones for me, man. He's my favorite MC. He's always been one of my favorite in the clan. So it's always dope to get a new Ghostface track album.
You know what? I think this release was very necessary for Ghost because he messed up but set the tone. Set the Tone was an album that was two different albums put together as one album, and you could tell because it was disjointed. Because one thing I like about Raekwon and Ghost, when they're together, they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
On Set the Tone, they had a song with October London, a roller skating song. So then when Supreme Clientele 2 come, you like, okay, is it going to be that type? Or is it going to be something different? And then even what Ghost said, I have a song that's over 20 years old, and I just put it on there, like Metaphysics, I think it's called. You're like, well, damn, like, you know, like when you listen to Supreme Clientele 2, you could tell some songs are older than some songs.
Yeah.
But I enjoy that because it just shows you how real MCs can really pick up where they leave off.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Go ahead. Which one do you want to say?
I was gonna say, and I think too, if you think about that with him saying that, it just dawned on me too. maybe he been sitting on those joints because the labels wouldn't clear him. You know what I'm saying? And so now we're in a new situation with the mass appeal situation. It was easy to clear those records. So that could be a lot of it too. Is like maybe that's why a lot of those joints felt a little older than what they should have been just because of the mass appeal situation. So I can't. Hey, if you got art, man, and that's something you always want to drop, then yeah, put that in the canon for later on, and then when the time is right, drop it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that too because we don't know the real story behind that, but it kind of would make a little sense to me that if he said he'd been sitting on records for a while and that's why he kind of threw those older records on there, he probably just got that clearance, and maybe the label was going to take too much from him at that time.
Yeah, because look at the Zoom. What was he rapping on? What was that?
Oh man!
And he had Lenny Green on there.
Yeah.
Like, come on, yo! Like, Zoom is an actual song. What's that? The Commodores or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he actually rhymes over other people's stuff, and I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, I never thought about that part of it, but I will tell you this. Shout out to my man Tree. He be like, he was like, yo, Ghostface, he just recycled old stuff and it's boring. Yeah. Georgie Porgy was corny. And I'm like, bro, no, it wasn't.
Nah.
You know, it wasn't. Like, no, I've heard, yo, didn't somebody else just do that? Didn't I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
It's the same sample done the same way. I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
It was his spin on it.
Yeah.
And that's all hip hop has been, taking other people's stuff and putting your spin on it.
Yeah.
So am I mad at that? I'm not. Shout out to Nims. Nims and them, they showed up on that one too.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know? So then after Ghostface, what's that, 3 of them? We got, was Mobb Deep or Big L next?
I'm going to say I think Mobb Deep dropped before Big L, if my memory serves me correctly.
Let's do Big L first.
Okay.
Because I think the next 3 albums are very important. Mass Appeal, nowadays when people die, right? What we do is put out all their old songs and just be like, this is my man, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mass Appeal rewrote how the posthumous album can be released.
Absolutely.
I want to start with Big L first for a specific reason. We have no new Big L lyrics, everybody. They're done.
Yeah.
Shout out to the memory of Lamont Coleman. Big L was one of my favorite MCs back in the 90s. So 139 and Lennox is the danger zone when no man could withstand the whole. Like, I was there with him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
MVP, like, that was my man. But we seen Platinum Plus and all that stuff, the Big L album, Flamboyant and all that. We seen all that, right? But this was the first album I know of where a mainstream artist died, and the album was a collaboration between the industry, the family, and the fans.
Yeah. Because
people voted on which verses they wanted from Big L to create songs. Mac Miller song, people like, let's just join it. It's not there. It was 2 dead MCs, but one said like his favorite MC ever was Big L. He always wanted to collab with him, and we got it even in their death.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the Big L album may not have been for everybody because it's disjointed. But the way it was put together was masterful because it was a tribute album. Not let's put this together to just put an album out.
Absolutely. It didn't feel like a money grab.
Genius from Mass Appeal. What you think about it?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a money grab. Like you said, the other labels would do. They just find a bunch of old verses that got and re-release them. I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know what to expect from the Big L because, like you said, there's no more verses out there from him. There's no more unreleased music. So I was just kind of like, are we going to get the Stretch and Bobbito freestyle again? Are we going to get the, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to get all of that? And then, you know, and again, I don't know the specifics of who they connected with, but, you know, we didn't get I was maybe hoping maybe there'll be some sort of Cameron kind of, you know, contribution to it with their Children of the Corn thing. But for, like you said, for what it was and how they did it, it was done. They took care of the release. You know what I'm saying? Similar to like the Mobb Deep that we'll get into. I appreciate how they took care of the release and how they were very thoughtful in it. It just wasn't, they slapped a bunch of new beats on some joints and then threw it out there. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like one of those Machiavelli tapes from back in the day. It was done respectful, and I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you appreciate it for what it was. So, again, I've been a Big L fan since, because that was my era. I was growing up in the city when I was in New York. So you heard all those verses before, but it felt good, like in my old age, to listen back to it, because it's been a minute since I listened to a Big L, you know, album or anything. So it's kind of dope to hear his voice again and hear what they did to it. So it was pretty dope, man. I appreciated it.
Shout out to everybody watching this video. Make sure you hit the like button. Share this with everybody because the Mic Council is back and we revamping. And as you see, we only starting. We didn't even get to the main conversation yet.
Yeah.
But they had some original Big L songs on there. How Will I Make It? That's my favorite joint on that one. I like that one. That was dope. I like how they use, like, shout out to Drums Rugged. He on here with us talking about how the Big L and Method Man song and all that. That was dope how, you know, they have a modern meth, talk about the past with Big L and then putting a contribution on the album. I thought that was fire.
Yeah.
You know, but to have the fans help create the memory of Big L was amazing because it showed you how much he still matters.
Yeah.
And then we go to the Mobb Deep album. Mobb Deep's album was one of the best albums that came out at that time. Do you agree, or am I stretching, or am I reaching right
Nah, it's again, this is my Queens bias. Shout out to Queensbridge, shout out to Far Rockaway. My two homes in Queens growing up. The Mobb Deep album, bro, to me was so refreshing to hear P on some Alchemist beats again, and hear him on Havoc's beats. And the way that they did the vocals, it made it sound like they were still in the studio together when they recorded this. You can tell that both of them, Alchemist and Hav and Nas too, and Mass Appeal, they took their time when putting this together. I know that Al said he'd been sitting on a lot of those verses for a while. He was just waiting for the right kind of time to do it. And I know Havoc, he also mentioned in some interviews that, you know, he wanted to get the blessing from the family first before he did anything. And some of them were kind of like, when they gave him the blessings, he still said it didn't feel right yet. You know what I mean? So it's dope that, like I told you before we got on air, it's dope to see that they sent P off the right way, because I know he was working on some solo stuff and we never got that last Mobb Deep album before he passed. But I'm satisfied as a Mobb Deep fan that this is what we got. They have some joints on there, bro. Like it was just so dope to hear P skate on some beats again, man, and just kind of do his thing, and him and having those back and forth. Big Noid came back, you know what I'm saying, for a joint. Nas, you know what I mean. Even got the clips feature that was pretty dope. So it was a dope album, man. You could definitely run it back. I went and bought the tape and the vinyl for it, so it just felt good to complete my Mobb Deep collection. And to me, like you said, it's one of the best albums that dropped last year. Not out of the Mass Appeal, but just in general, one of the best hip hop albums to me that dropped that last year.
Yo, hot take. Is that one of the best Mobb Deep albums ever done?
My favorite Mobb Deep album of all time is Hell on Earth.
Really?
Yeah, Hell on Earth is my favorite Mobb Deep album. Yeah.
Mine is The Infamous. Mine is my favorite Mobb Deep song
it
of
is,
all time
yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Q You Hectic is my favorite Mobb Deep song of all time. I love that intro.
Yeah.
And what it did for me is, first, let's break it down. We heard verses from Prodigy we never heard before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fire for one part. Second, when Mobb Deep Against the World came out, tell me the ending of that song didn't hit your soul. Where he's like,
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah,
I see you when we like on the other side.
See you on the other side. Yeah, see you on the other
like,
side. Yeah.
Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Mobb Deep did what no other album on Mass Appeal did. They had Nas on multiple songs.
Yeah.
Fun fact, did you know Supreme Clientele 2 is supposed to be Ghostface featuring Nas?
Nah, I didn't know that.
He said in the interview he wanted Nas on every track, but he felt Nas was too busy, so he only got the one song he got for him. But he wanted Nas to be the second man on every song. He wanted to do a Supreme Clientele 2 Ghostface featuring Nas.
Huh.
Now imagine if that happened.
That's a what if. That's one of those hip hop what ifs coming up, right?
Exactly. and check this out. These albums missed a lot of things. Like on just to go back in history, I would love to have heard Slick Rick do something with another person from his era.
Mm-hmm.
Raekwon and Ghost basically did what I wanted them to do, but the RZA is not producing on those albums.
Yeah.
Big L is Big L. I got what I needed, but it would have been nice to hear Cam. Mace would never get on there because he had an issue with Big L, of course. Yeah. But it would have been good to hear something Children of the Corn and something updated. But Mobb Deep gave me everything I wanted.
They checked all the boxes.
Big Noid was back. Alchemist was that. Havoc was there. Prodigy was there.
Yeah.
What else did you need? And Nas?
Yeah, from a Mob album, you got everything that you was used to. Everything you was used to, they put on there. You know,
everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, yo, that Mobb Deep album was top 3 of them the albums of the year for me.
Yeah.
Clips, Mobb Deep, and then the next album, De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky.
Bro.
Now, wait. Let me preface this.
Bro.
When I first heard the first single, I was not feeling it.
Yeah.
I was not feeling. I was like, okay, this is cool. That's like sound like De La Soul though. Like it's something off cuff. So it's like I'm gonna give it a chance. Yo, Mobb Deep changed the Posthumous album by having all fresh beats. Cabin in the Sky by De La Soul changed the Posthumous album because it was the perfect send-off album to a group member.
Absolutely.
What you got to say about that?
Man, that's the De La album is heavy, bro, because we still as hip hop suffering from losing Fife, right? So we lost Fife, we lost, you know what I'm saying, we lost Dave, we lost, you know, Prodigy within the past, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a lot of loss, right? And to me, De La, like you said, bro, they sent their bandmate off perfectly with that. The intro, I can't even listen to it, to be honest with you. I listened to it that first time, so I can't listen to this again, man, because the end got me. You know what I mean? And and then Premier showed up, went crazy on his production on this joint. Pete Rock showed up, went crazy on this joint. The Common feature, the Slick Rick feature, Killer Mike. Like they had so many different elements and spring. It was good to hear Q-Tip again. You know what I'm saying, on the record. It's been so long since we heard Tip. Oh man, they stayed true to De La sound of being little abstract, a little off key here and there. Pos, to me, his pen game was crazy on this album. Pos's game was crazy on this album, bro. He went off the planet.
Destroyed that album. He ripped it.
The Nas feature to me is probably one of the best features of the year that Nas did out of all of
Run
this.
it back.
Run
it back.
Who else contributed to that album? Everybody contributed. Even the skits were like,
damn, Killer Mike.
That's what I'm saying. Killer Mike.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? The joint, like I said, talking about their moms and dedicating to their moms. And it was just, it was a dope hip hop. I had this conversation with Trav, my man Trav. Say shout out to him. After I heard that album, I said, yo, you know what's crazy about listening to this De La album, bro? For my age group, they was getting me through high school and college, right? For being the kid who's not the street kid, because I lived in the projects, but I was never a project kid, right? Like I got to go to school, I got to go to college, I got to do all that stuff, but hip hop has always been that thing. So it's cool to kind of grow up and they make you feel okay to be that weird kid who did different stuff. And now as an adult, they're dealing with stuff that I'm dealing with, loss of family, loss of friends, still enjoying this hip hop thing and still thinking about it every day. And it doesn't make me feel weird because now you got life and responsibilities, but you still got that hip hop beating in your heart. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of dope to have that full circle moment. And De La's kind of been there through the whole thing and they still doing it. So it makes you want to keep pushing doing it, man. So it's definitely, to me, another one of those albums of the year candidates, you know what I'm saying? As far as not in the Mass Appeal roster, but just in general for hip hop that they did.
Yeah, I got to meet Paz, right? When I went to the Mass Appeal pop-up, I told him, I said, yo, y'all released a classic album. And I told him, like, yo, thank you for taking your time to cook. Because in modern hip hop, we went through the era of I don't have to write, I just put a song out.
Yeah.
We're going through the end of the modern era of hip hop where people are just putting things out without thoughts because this thing happened. And then this showed you not only do the veterans still have it, but curation, preparation creates moments. 2025 is going to be remembered for how the elder statesmen came back into hip hop to set it straight, but also how we send off our people as well. Let me bring this up too, because I really want to bring this up. The De La album did something besides posthumously that people don't realize. Do you know the background to the De La album?
No.
So the De La album was originally called Premium Rocks. half done by Primo, half done by Pete Rock. But they couldn't get it done, so they added other people into it. Dave passes away. They have to get this thing curated, and then they used spirituality to graft this album. The Cabin in the Sky is not only about death. It's a play on the scripture where Christ says, for those who believe or not, you can look it up yourself. Christ says, "For there's many mansions in my Father's kingdom. If there wasn't, so I wouldn't have told you." But De La is so off the cuff. They're not living in the mansion. They got a cabin because it's more family oriented. It's more, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though Dave passed away, the family bond is still there.
Yeah.
See, what I liked about the Mass Appeal albums, before we go to the last one, they had meaning to the titles. Think about it. Victory, Emperor's New Clothes, Supreme Clientele 2, Return of the Harlem Legend, I think it's called, right? Mobb Deep Infinite, which is forever.
Forever, yeah.
And then Cabin in the Sky, which is, even though my man's not here, he's still with me. And then then I'll join him when it's time for us to go to the cabin. That is beautiful, yo.
Yeah, yeah.
Well thought out.
Yeah. It's just not people, like you said, people just throwing shit in the air and saying, "Here's a new album, go listen to it, and we're gonna move on from here." Like, they really thought this joint. And De La, man, I'm just so happy for them, because I was not a part of, but I remember the last album they dropped where they did the fan funding for that campaign, where it's like, if you contribute so much money to go towards this album, you get it, whatever. And I got to do the CD thing. So I thought that was cool. So it was good to see them come back now and do this and drop it, and being so well received. And even people like my son, he's 11. He listens to the album, you know what I'm saying? Because he loves it, because he's a big fan of their work that they did before. So when I told him they was dropping it again, he was like, "Oh, I got to listen to it." So it's they're one of those acts, man, that to me, they generation by generation, they're going to last forever, just because the music is here to stay. And they just added to that really dope catalog that they got. You know what I mean?
Is that the Anonymous Nobody you contributed to?
Yeah.
That's a good album, yo.
Yeah.
That song with Snoop is amazing.
Yeah. Pain. Yeah.
Did you ever get the songs that never made that album?
I believe I got them on the free, when they did the download dump, it was on there. Do you remember that?
That song they did with Chuck D?
Yeah.
That song was fire.
Yeah.
That song was fire, yo. Yo, shout out to De La Soul, man.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to the family.
Yeah.
The last album, the most hated album out of everything that came out, was Nas and DJ Premier Light Years.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I want to know, what was your take on Light Years?
Man, it's the Queen's bias, man. Nas is my favorite MC, so I get it. I get why people were disappointed, because it was that 30-year build up on it. So I get it. People was expecting Nas's Like for 12 tracks. You know what I'm saying? They was expecting New York State of Mind for 20 tracks. I get it. I definitely get it. But I feel like that Nas and Premier had a story that they wanted to tell. To me, the album felt like a open letter to hip hop. You know what I mean? As far as a lot of the things they were talking about on there with the writers and the pause tapes and those type of theme records. I feel like we probably didn't get the best Premier beats, granted, but I feel like, to me, they worked for what Nas was trying to do with it, and I'm okay with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with it, and I know people was hating on it, bro, and I know people say the beats was whack. You know, Nas always does this to us. Why does he do this to us? But for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm gonna speak for Kawon. I was happy with the Nas and Premier album. I know it wasn't what we was expecting for 30 years, but for 2025, 26, I'm cool with it, because I can put it on, I can play, and I can be happy with it. But I definitely get the criticism towards it. But I'm not going to, I hear people just trashing it, but then again, I can't only take people's opinion, because a lot of those people never chopped the sample. A lot of those people never cut a record. A lot of those people never wrote a 16. So you can't criticize what you don't do, especially at that level. If you're at that level and you still making quality music, I have no place to stand to critique it like that. But for Kawon, I'm not disappointed in Light Years. I think it's pretty dope. And I like I said, I bought the vinyl, I bought the tape, and I'm happy with it for me.
Shout out to Drums Rugged. He said the Nas and Primo album is a classic. It's his third favorite out of all the releases. And if you're going to do a nostalgic sound of hip hop album, Light Years is it. For me, I will tell you how I feel about the album. I thought Premier messed up a couple of times on that album. I thought New York State of Mind 3 had a horrible ending.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me. That's real. I didn't like the ending of that song.
Yeah.
I thought Third Childhood was not well done. I thought some of the beats sounded really weird.
Yeah.
Now, I like the project. No, I love the project, actually.
Yeah.
I love it. But expectations will kill your enjoyment of something because it's what you want instead of what's being given. Because I'm going to tell you, Madman, Madman is crazy.
Yeah.
That's the song Writers, Bouquet.
Writers, yeah.
I like them. Like the thing about Primo, if you're not used to a Primo produced album, you're not used to his pacing.
Yeah.
Now, let's keep it real, though. I want to be honest with you, though. The one thing about Premier that makes me a little weirded and queasy is that Primo, his pacing is off. Like the only. All right, let me ask you something as a producer yourself, because you make beats. So all y'all rappers out there that's watching, if y'all want some beats, or y'all viewers, him. So check this out. As a producer, did Primo hit the mark for you? Or do you think it was, all right, let's just see what's going on and see if Nas matches was given? Or did Nas make the production better? What did you think?
So Light Years, I say it like this. Light Years, I enjoyed the book, but I may not particularly enjoy each chapter of the book. You know what I mean? For Premiere, yes, the pacing was a little New York State of Mind 3, to come under that umbrella, that franchise within itself, the New York State of Mind franchise, that was a little letdown on that. I didn't dig the sample too much either. The joint he did with AZ was cool, but it wasn't the flyest. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that type of record. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Life's a Bitch, and I get that too. Premier frustrated me on some things. I'm not gonna lie. He did frustrate me on some of the things where I was just like, you know what I mean? But I think we got more yays than nays to me on the album. You know, so I know it was, it was more greens and red marks for me. So I can't look past it, but I can accept it for what it is. But yeah, it kind of some of the joints threw me off. I was like, oh man, that sounded like some shit my kid did. You know what I'm saying? As far as how he did that, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't. Yeah, I don't know if it was issues with the chopping or I don't know. I didn't understand some of it sequencing wise how he did some of those records.
Listen, I know the Nas and AZ beat, the sample wasn't cleared in time. So they redid a new beat and put that on there. That's why it didn't fit.
Yeah.
I heard Joe Button talk about it. He said he got demo-itis because when the album came out, what he heard was different from he was like, well, Nas lyrically, second to none. But the beats, like I said, when I look at Shay Cobain says Premier is doing symphonies. Maybe that's how you're hearing the beat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, leading up to this album, I was not excited because I heard the album beats he gave to Rock Marciano and Ransom and ASAP Ferg, and I was like,
yeah.
And then I heard the De La album. It's that Sunny. That one, I was like, yo, this is fire.
Yeah.
So it gave me hope. And then when I heard the album, some of those songs, I'm like, this is the Premier sound, but it's not the Premier I love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know what? I went right behind this album and I listened to Group Home's album, which I think is Premier's best produced album. And I was like, if Nas had this Group Home album's beats, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Premier did such a horrible job, throw it away. No, I'm just saying when you have expectations, it could destroy what you're given.
Absolutely.
And for what Light Years is a representation of the future, but they gave you the future by revisiting the past.
Yeah.
Pause tapes is dope. And I heard Pause tapes had a horrible beat. And I'm like, you never made a Pause tape.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bouquet, I heard Bouquet is garbage. That beat is trash. And I'm like, do you understand where that came from and what it's saying?
Yeah.
Writers was garbage. That beat was trash. And I'm like, nah. how many people celebrating those people? Like,
Hmm.
it's an art piece. It's not just something to bob your head to.
Yeah.
They're giving you an art piece. And that's the thing. Modern hip hop today is so disjointed or trash that it's just stuff that you put out. No one's creatively making art anymore. Our music or the music that's labeled hip hop today is a commodity.
Hmm.
It's taken, ingested, and thrown away. Nobody sits with beats anymore. No one's really sitting with these days because new songs come out every week and they just
Every week.
feeding people.
Yeah.
But when you can sit down and listen to something, when you return to the album era where you sit with something, you will appreciate light years better because now you have something that's it has depth and it has like it has something to it more than just okay, this was dope. Let's go to the next thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like we seen it. We seen it all last year. Like everybody wants to be quick to be the first to make a comment or post content about it. You've seen it happen with Clip's album. You've seen it happen with Lil Wayne's album. You've seen it happen with any one of those guys that the big dogs that dropped the album. And I already knew people going to try to murder this Nas album because it's been a 30-year wait, right? So the people who aged out of hip hop, who don't make music anymore, already gonna have something to say about it. And then you're gonna have another generation who don't understand a Nas album, right? Because Nas historically has been, I'm gonna give you knowledge. I'm gonna give you, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break down some things for you. So you gotta slow down a little bit and listen to the records. And they ain't got time for that now in this era. So I knew they was gonna crucify him and Premiere a little bit based off of the way people take music in now, because it's a playlist era now. So for those who sit down and know what you're going to get with the Nas Premiere album, I can guarantee you a lot of those people appreciated the album more than those who just wanted to make the quick content to knock it. You know what I'm saying? So they could be the first one to get the posts and the first one to get the likes and the comments and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's a work of art in his catalog that he already has, and we finally got the Premiere Nas album. You know what I mean? And to me, I feel like if that was like his walk-off home run to win the game, and he calls it a recording career, I'd be okay with that. I don't think Nas owes us anything at this point musically, and but I feel like he'll still come out with something after this. But you know, if this was his last album, then I'll be cool with that. You know what I mean?
So let's kind of sidetrack from that. I hope y'all liking the show. How y'all liking the Mic Council? This is a rehashed, a remix version of the Mic Council. So I hope y'all liking it because we want to have more people on the show, not just me talking about topics anymore. We want to flesh this out. And one thing I wanted to focus on besides going over the music is the rollout.
The rollout.
My man, what was the most impressive part of the rollout to you?
Oh man. I think I told you before we got on there. They kept their release dates. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that's weird, but as a consumer of music and talking about the hype, when the machine gets behind these artists and they keep saying albums coming soon, and you've been waiting for this album, you kind of lose interest in it. But I'm happy that they gave us a date and they met the date for every release of all those albums. So they kept feeding us music throughout the year. Like we got music and new albums at least once or twice a month when they started it, man. And that's what impressed me the most is that they kept the release dates true to what they were supposed to be. I saw that with each album release, it wasn't a label being, the artist being signed to the label. They leased the music from the artist. So it was like the artist still kept creative control of their music, and Mass Appeal leased it from them, which was pretty dope to see that. And they just curated everything dope, man. Like I said, the Slick Rick with the mini movie, Day Live with their rollouts, with the animated promo and stuff like that, the Big L with the nostalgic feel to it. Looks like Ray did some like an AI video, which was kind of dope to see him do that in that space. That was pretty chill. So each album had its own special thing to it. And then with Nas and Premier, we got the rollout of that with the Mass Appeal pop up there in NYC that I missed out on, which was dope, man. Mass Appeal to me, it reminded me of like the old Loud records, how it has that indie feel to it. And they give the artist creative control to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully a lot of these labels who care about the culture like they say they do, not the big dogs, but like maybe the small indie labels, they kind of take note of that and let these artists just create, man, and you'll get great results.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you about something that really made me amazing excited. The first thing was the 30th anniversary of Only Built for Cuban Links and Mobb Deep the Infamous.
hmm
When I went to that show and saw
Yeah.
Ray and Havoc do those albums with Big Noy on stage, Meth, Ghostface, even MOP and the Locks came out. I was like, what the like? It was like a celebration of hip hop, like East Coast hip hop. I'm an East Coast guy, so it was like, yo, like this was me growing up all over again in one show. You know what I'm saying? And then we got this.
Yeah, man.
Now, for all the blur, y'all know Heritage Hip Hop has a blurred hop division when we talk about video games and comic books. I'm not really a Marvel guy, but this right here, oh man.
Yeah, I had to get I got my copy.
Come on, yo.
That's the one I got. It's right up there on my shelf.
For those of y'all who don't know, when modern hip hop comes out, just get my album. But besides doing shows, and I know everybody can't have a comic book, but you can do art and you can commission something creative to move your stuff. Shout out to Notes 82. He said it was like heaven, right? Let me tell you something. This Legends Has It comic is one of the dopest things that has come out from hip hop in a long time. Did you read your comic?
Nah, I still got it up in the packaging. I got to give me a backup copy.
Mine is in the plastic. When I went to the Master Pill pop-up, right, in NYC, for those of you who don't know, Master Pill had a pop-up where they sold the vinyls, the clothes, books, cassettes, CDs, all through the store, right? And they had a station. Each station was set up for each artist. So you had Slick Rick with the throne in the room. You had Raekwon with the gambling parlor. He had like a speakeasy. Ghostface had like an old living room with the plastic over the couches.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep had the bike.
The Prodigy bike. Yeah.
Yeah. Big L had the street corner with the payphone and 139 Lennox, 139 for Lennox there. And De La Soul had a cabin with a pink basketball with the flowers on it, a Thank You Dave picture, and a picture of all of them together, younger, like the Break of Dawn video. And Nas and Primo had the subway
tile, yeah.
I was like, yo, this is fire. And on each part, they had the individual comic covers of each, because they had a variant with the people on their cover in their own book. Yo, when you read your book, if you ever read it, there's certain things about the book that made the characters come to life.
Yeah.
Nas and Primo's book, I forgot their names, but Primo had the power to create things, and Nas was like, he had the power of universes in his body. So if you see the one with the hand out, that's Nas. The three men with the orange on, that's De La Soul.
Yeah, plug 1, 2, and 3, right?
They came together to make a robot. The robot, what was the name of the thing they did? AOI? They made that. Slick Rick was the ruler. Big L is the wordsmith. Which one is him? I can't see him on here. I think he's at the top with his finger up.
Yeah.
And he had his pen made things like come true. Like it was crazy. I didn't read the Raekwon and Ghost part to know about memory, but one that I did like was Mobb Deep's. Mobb Deep was Prodigy was one guy, Havoc was one guy. One had ice powers, one had fire powers. When they put their powers together, they formed the Infamous.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fire. Like that, yo.
Yeah.
Marvel and Master Pill coming together was amazing. Yo, that made the comic book fan in me go crazy.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? Wu-Tang did it with comic books. Wu-Tang did it with video games. 50 Cent did it with video games. Def Jam Vendetta. And this was the next step. What does this mean to you when it comes to how you put your music out? Or what does this mean to you when how you look at how you celebrate the culture?
Man, I've always been a collector, so I've always come from a collector's mind state. When we do our releases here with the team, I got to do a selfless plug with Mad Good Records. We do our cassettes, we do CDs, we do mostly cassettes though, just because it's just I love that feel of it. And we got collector's cards. We do like me and Trav dropped the album, and we dropped this collector's album for What a Time to Be Alive, and it has like our little caricatures for the album. So we kind of do that thing, man. We keep a tangible thing for when people buy the music, because we want people to attach to it and feel feel a certain type of way with the album. So I'm a fan of that stuff, man. I'm always buying something weird. Like I got like Sky Zoo has a rap collector's card company, and I buy that stuff all the time. Um, I got a MF Doom teddy bear over here, so I'm just always looking for that next kind of collectible thing. And I feel like as an artist, you got to give more than just the music. You got to give an experience, right? You got to give the people something visually. You got the music already, so you give them that audio wise, and give them something to hold in their hand when they listen to your music, so they can connect with you all the time, man. So you always want to give back, and you can start as small as keychains. Like it doesn't matter. Just give them something to go with more than just the music, and that's how you connect with the people. And it takes time to build, but we don't all have that budget thing. We don't all have that big budget like these other labels, but we can still take those ideas and create something unique with the music that we have. So I always say, always think when you're doing music, think about something tangible too in mind to go with the theme of the album or something like that, where you can give the people a little bit something more so they can become these super fans, and they come to your pop up and stuff like that. And Karev is coming to your joint and saying, man, this is dope. You know what I mean? So you always got to think like that.
Yo, shameless plug. I'm into that too, and I have a collaboration with Super Seven.
Hmm.
Yo, y'all can visit the Heritage Hip Hop Super Seven store and get those figures.
Yeah, I got the ODB over here somewhere. I got to look for him.
Yeah. I'm mad about the new Tribe Called Quest one being almost $90, but
yeah.
you could get the link on super7.com/heritage hip hop, and we got y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Or we got t-shirts too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you can get some of his
get the new
merch.
one. I'm about to order the new one. That new one is dope. I like that.
Hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Jones Rugged says, what's dope is nowadays there are apps where you can use all that to create comic books for you, and you can sell your own stories to be your own superheroes. Exactly. Because as hip-hop artists, you are superheroes. Everybody swears they can do it, but everybody can't rap but can't make beats.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all do is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the same realms of James Brown. You are in the same realms of, for the ladies out there, you're in the same realms of Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or
the only difference is that budget, bro. To me,
exactly. Like
that's the only difference is the budget.
Y'all are there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are cut from that cloth. So I ask that you take it seriously, because one thing I could tell you that Nas has done, Nas has put Mass Appeal in position to be the representation of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
What we thought Kanye would do by making those beats and putting something together, and then good music came out. Kanye dropped the ball by being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show y'all something. Mass Appeal went from... Mass Appeal is smart. What they did was they put out little songs for people to listen to. Wasn't there a Lil Wayne and Slick Rick song with DJ Premier doing the beat?
Mm-hmm.
They had all this stuff come out. Shout out to Fashawn, Dave East.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to who's my man? Rome Streets.
Mm-hmm.
Rome Streets is nasty.
Rome Streets a conductor. Yeah, they had a dope album. Yeah.
So Mass Appeal was setting us up. Legends has it was like, okay, this is us giving the fans what they asked for us. So let's take it to the next level. Mass Appeal, Nas reposted this, by the way, as you can see. If you could pick any artist and producer, what would your dream collab be? Mm-hmm. So Mass Appeal went from Legends having it to Imagine That. So, Kawon, what does this mean to you? And let's build on this.
This is I take this as this is Mass Appeal curating those dream collabs, or if you're an MC, or if you're an artist, or you're a producer, and you want to get that Nas verse, they can make that happen, and vice versa. Nas and and MCs with anybody. So I think that the Legends Has It was saying this is where we were at. This is what our legends did. Now, how about we make these legends in the making coming up? How about we do this for you now? I think they're gonna tap into the indies a little bit more, the underground, and I feel like they're gonna make it happen, man. I feel like, and then we may even see like some weird like we may get a Sky Zoo and you know MC so and so collab. You just never know what they're gonna do with this. So I'm interested to see how they curate this one. To me, they've gained enough favor last year to follow through this year that it's going to be something dope. You know what I mean? I just love what they're doing, man. I love. I'm interested in what this idea is going to be, and I can't wait to see how they expand on this. You know what I mean? So it's going to definitely be pretty dope, and I might even throw my hat up in there if I can to see how we can get something cracking.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's make this a two-part conversation.
All right.
Legend Has It 2. Give me 3 or 5 releases you will look forward to.
Legend Has It 2. I wouldn't mind seeing a Coogee rap release. I think it's been a minute since we've seen Coogee rap. I think there's a generation out there who they appreciate a certain style of hip hop, but they may not realize that Coogee rap is the father of that style. So I would definitely love to see a Coogee rap Legend Has It release. Shit, give me an MOP release, man. I think it's time to mash out. You know what I mean? I think Billy and Dan, and I know they active, and I've interviewed Billy Dance too, and I know why they haven't done it, but I would think I think it's time. You know what I'm saying? He said that MOP album is ready to go. They just want the people to want the album. You know what I mean? So I think it's time to get a MOP mash out joint. Who else would I get? Let's do a try and think who we don't have around anymore. Not passed away, but who broke up, and maybe we can get some like a reunion type album. You know what? Let's maybe we can do this, man. Let's do a Nas and AZ record album. You know what I mean? I know he mentioned AZ, he said he had the beats. But I said let's make that happen. I wouldn't mind having an extended body of work with them two together, or maybe even bring out the Firm or something like that. The original Firm. Nas, Cormega, Foxy, AZ.
Okay, so you got MOP,
Mm-hmm.
Coogee Rap, Nas AZ / The Firm.
The Firm, yeah. We can get a Nas AZ or we can get an original Firm with Mega involved. I'm all in.
That's your 3 that you're looking for?
That'll be my 3.
You know what I'm looking for? That would crush Legend Has It? What if he got a new Lauryn Hill album?
Yeah.
Or a Nas and Lauryn Hill collab?
That'd be dope. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Just because we haven't heard any new Lauren music in a minute, right? So we don't know what the pen work look like, but I know it'd be ill.
Now we know Coogee Rap is dropping. We know that.
Yeah.
I heard Pete Rock say he wants to produce an entire Locks album.
That'd be dope.
How about this? How about Outkast on Legends Have It?
I think that could be doable. Dre, you gotta talk Dre into it, but I think Big, if he rapping. I know Big Boy would be down for that. I know Big Boy.
Because go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know, just me living in the South and in the Dallas area, and I don't know if there are any more out there, but I would love to hear like a UGK album on some, you know what I'm saying? Because Pimp C, production wise, bro, and I don't know how many people are familiar with Pimp C's production. He was a genius with the production, and I had a partner who put me onto them when I first moved down here, and I kind of put him on the Mobb Deep, and we used to always kind of say they were the same group but not the same. You know what I'm saying? They had the MC producer dynamic, and they had their own style of production. So we used to always say, he's always said that UGK is the Mobb Deep of the South, and I used to say vice versa. And I would love to hear like Bun and Pimp kind of do a record together, if they had some verses or something laid away somewhere.
A-Ball MJG. Drums Rugged said organized confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that goes back to the Imagine That. Because
Imagine That.
whatever's possible. One time I wanted Redman to do a song with Lord Finesse. I wanted to hit him too so bad. I don't anymore. I don't. But at one time, I thought that would have been amazing. I would love to hear some of this new stuff. Like I know the Juice Crew got an album coming out with RZA doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I know Shane is making a little mess about that one, but yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? That's what makes the Imagine That so interesting is because I want to hear massive, like Nas is the only artist, and I shout everybody like Nas, Jay-Z. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it Nas because it's a mass appeal conversation. Nas is the only artist I see who really loves hip hop to the point where he's given the power back to the culture. He has a new thing going on with Harvard University where it comes to a scholarship to learn about music culture and everything. He has this casino. He has a newspaper called Queens Get the Money. He's doing this thing with mass appeal. He's bringing the veteran artists back. And now he's like, look, to get the veteran and the new ones together under Imagine That. So he's giving the fans what they want. What if people want to hear Cool G rapping Conway?
Absolutely.
What if people want to hear, Lauryn Hill and Dan Rhapsody?
Yeah.
That's what I was going.
That's what I was thinking when you said Lauryn Hill. I was like, I would love to hear Rhapsody get together. That'd be dope.
You see what I'm saying?
Or her and Saw Rock, somebody like that.
Yeah, or what if we get Wu-Tang?
Yeah, it's the what if, right? Imagine that what if kind of thing. What if we can get
and that goes into this comic book thing again, because what if was like the book where anything can happen.
Yeah.
And if mass appeal is gonna make the imagination happen, you see that take your ticket. What anything is possible. If we're having this now, not only is hip hop fun again, hip hop is giving you something to look forward to. And that's what was missing for many, many years. It was just music came out, and the music was trash.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing the mainstream being rescued by the vets, and maybe that will help some of these newer artists. Now, there's veteran artists that don't need the help. Shout out to the Bad Seed. That Four Finger Ring series is dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to that Flip Wilson. Dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Notes 82. Stress. Dope. D-Brit. It's so many of y'all.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now the world's catching on. Anything you want to say about that before we close out?
Man, I just say, man, for us in our realm, not the commercial realm, man, us as artists and platforms, we just need to stick to our own ecosystem, man, because they watching. They obviously watching, right? So let's just keep building our stuff. Let's just keep staying professional with it. Let's make the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just throw something out there. Let's put out quality. I think if a lot of people focused on the quality, that those mainstream doors will come knocking, and we'll have a little bit of power to play with there. You know what I'm saying? We just not going to be jumping at the first opportunity to get screwed over by the mainstream. You know what I mean? So, like you said, you got people like Bad Seed, who's he's played the mainstream game with the label, so he knows how they operate. So people like him, we should be leaning on him for the information, you know what I'm saying, and bigging him up because he's still pushing for the underground. You know what I'm saying? You got people like my man Notes, who just had probably he's had one of the best albums last year that I've heard, mainstream underground wise, one of the most balanced bodies of work. We got, just a bunch of really dope people out here and producers. I see Shades on here. Dope people within our realm. We got it, bro. Like I said, we got it. It's just, like I said, it's just the finances. That's it. But we can create something, I think, if we all just kind of just do our thing as a unit, you know what I'm saying, as an ecosystem. And then next thing you know, they be talking about Legend Has It for people like us, you know what I'm saying, to connect with these big artists. It won't be that far-fetched, you know what I'm saying, because we just as dope as they are, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of just keep working, man. Just keep working.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great concept show, Mike Council, and as you see, it's getting better because now we have a co-host, my man too. This is my guy, and we have another person that's going to join the show from the Hello Podcast, my brother Seek. So, as you have subscribed to Heritage Hip Hop, subscribe to the Hello Podcast. What's the name of your channel, sir?
You can go to Kawon J Media. That's my webpage. You got Kawon, DJ Kawon Music. That's all the music stuff, and mixtape show. That's the home of everything, man. That's where we do the interviews. That's where I do my mix shows, and that's my YouTube page too. So you can find me on DJ Kawon on YouTube. Everything there. And
So
we coming back. 2026 mixtape shows coming back.
so look, Heritage Hip Hop, the mixtape show, Kawon Media, the Hello Effect podcast. We're working on a collaboration where all three channels come together. And not only are we doing business, we're celebrating the culture as partners. So you will see a lot of changes coming. Theme music produced by him. We're going to have great events at Seek. And me, I'm marketing and stuff. If you are artists and you would like to work with us, stay tuned. Your opportunities are coming. If you would like to be a guest on the show, stay tuned. Opportunities are coming. Not only can you be on our individual platforms, you could be on our group platform as well. If you're looking to get new beats, if you're looking to get covered in live events, or if you're looking for somebody to help you with marketing, media, and things like that, we will be a one-stop shop for you if you are interested. Come ready to work. So our goal is to push you to be a premier player in not only the social media space, but the music space.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. Greatness is already happening. I don't want to talk about it in front of everybody. I want you to see it. So stay tuned. Everything's going to be great. We're going to have a new platform. Well, this is the platform. We're going to have a new setup to the platform. No skips, culturally driven, final word. We will have something done with to push independent artists, and we will talk mainstream music as well. We will talk topics. Like I personally want to do a topic with you, sir, on how hard it is to podcast. Because people think this thing is easy, and it's not.
Nah, I've hit the reset button a lot of times.
Man, I've almost stopped Heritage Hip Hop.
Yeah.
So listen, we are gonna do this thing the correct way and bring y'all something meaningful. Because guess what? People don't care about music no more, and people say F the music and talk hot topics, and I'm not a hot topic guy. But can I give one shout out? Do you mind?
Go for it.
I want to shout out Doggy Diamonds because a lot of people hate Doggy Diamonds for some reason. And I always give respect to the people who inspire me. Kawon, Seek, Justin Hunt, Ralph McDaniels by far.
Uncle Ralph, yeah.
But I want to give a shout out to Doggy Diamonds because you know what I look to him for? Respect. I respect his longevity in the game, and I respect how he keeps reinventing himself, but stays moral into his MVPs, moral values and principles. Shout out to Kirk Knights too, Shades of Hip Hop. Like these are the people who, when I get all, they inspire me. So out of respect for what they do, we're gonna do our thing and do it greatly. And we ask that y'all join us. So please hit the notification bell, like the video, share it, and stay tuned to something great. Because at the end of the day, when this thing goes the way we plan it, we'll be coming to y'all soon, and y'all be coming to us in person. And that's the goal. Anything else you want to say, bro? Any final words?
That's the plan, man. Well, we talked about it without giving too much information. We wanna be out there more, and this definitely, from what we have in the works, it's definitely gonna be a one-stop shop for the artists. For those looking to get that look, but it's no more homeboy hookups, no more backyard. Conversations. Like everybody got to be on their business from here on out, man. I think we all kind of learned that in our separate ventures, and it's gonna be a good look. Like I said, we got some dope stuff, some dope content coming. And like I said, I've been a fan of Karev since I first got the interview on my show years ago, and we've been locked in ever since. And this is kind of a dope opportunity for me and fun opportunity for me to grow with him on this because it's just one of my favorite people in the world. So it's going to be fun to work with him.
And that's what we want. And I feel the same way, from your music to your insight to even the fact that when we met each other, it was dope.
Yeah.
Me and my boy still talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
So shout out to
It's
my
coming
man
again.
Big A.
We coming back up there soon. So I'll let you know. It's happening soon, bro.
So everybody out there, if you want to work with us, hey, we here. And most importantly, if you want to join our network, we're looking to put this thing on television as well. Let's see what we can do. Because everybody has a platform, but everybody doesn't have programming with their platform. So may the Most High bless y'all. We're gonna get out of here. We ain't gonna talk out of death. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Before we leave, what should people be looking forward to with music, or what are you spinning that you think they should listen to?
Oh man, who I'm spinning right now? Mike, shout out to my guy Luck and Hostiles. They go by H&L Associates. They just dropped a fire album called The Mission Statement. Hostiles, dope MC out of Queens. Luck, dope producer MC out of Long Island. He is the blood brother of Pos from De La Soul. Lots of stories with that brother to talk, man. I could talk to that dude forever about a lot of things. So they got a really dope album. If you love hip hop, if you love that, that tribe feel, that Jungle Brothers feel, that's one of those albums you want in your collection. We still got What a Time to Be Alive out. Me and Travesty, the Lazy MC. We got Vinyl Tears, myself and Trey Dot. It's a little dope little short EP we did together. Me and Drums Rugged just dropped the project, Keep It Rugged. Dope project with that brother. And Lindo and Trav are teaming up under my production for a new album dropping February. It's going to be called The Chain Reaction. It's a dope project that we got that you guys are going to love. So we just getting started, man. Then I'm making my quote-unquote debut album in June. It's called Boom Bap Alumni. So I'm going to be getting on my Dr. Dre and just having a bunch of dope artists featured on there off of my production. That's going to be fire, and we bringing back the posse cut. That's all I'm going to tell you about that one. The posse cut is going to be in effect for that one.
All right. I'm listening to my man's Rest in Peace to Shaw Skills. His project will be coming soon. Shout out to Brick Scope Productions. Shout out to Taliban Ty album, Stress. Shout out to Kobe and Shaq, D Bridges. This is just a shout out to people who have albums out. Shout out to Drums Rugged. Mm-hmm. You will see him on Heritage Hip Hop this week. Also, Lucky Lefty. Shout out to the Nova Way Raps album and Lucky Lefty Instrumentals, Volume 1. I think it's out right now. Listen, stay tuned. Great things are happening. We're going to end this right now. May the Most High bless you. Peace. And we out.
Yeah.
Real hip hop. Real